So, we've spent a lot of time talking about the theory of human AI partnerships, right? But today, we're moving past the hypotheticals and diving into the real world. We are going to look at actual case studies where these collaborations are delivering incredible, measurable wins. Let's get into it.
Okay, just so we're all on the same page, this is part 13 of a 15-part brief overview of a really comprehensive research report on AI-human synergy. And as you can probably guess, these explainers are just scratching the surface, covering only a fraction of what's in the full report.
You know, it's one thing to talk about synergy and collaboration in a presentation. It's a whole other thing to see it actually working, creating real value out in the wild. And today, our mission is to show you exactly that, to ground all that theory in some solid proof.
I mean, this is the big question, isn't it? When all the stars align, you've got the right tech, the right human skills, the right workflow, what does success actually look like? Well, lucky for us, the report gives some absolutely fantastic examples.
Our first stop is going to be the high-stakes, high-pressure world of enterprise sales. We're looking at a case from Salesforce, a place where speed and building relationships are literally everything. The problem they had is probably something a lot of you can relate to. Their sales team, the people whose main job is to talk to clients and build trust, was spending a huge chunk of their time on stuff like data entry and scheduling. All that admin work was a massive bottleneck. And this slide just lays it out so clearly. Before, you had one person trying to juggle everything, the boring admin stuff and the super important strategic work. But in the new model, you see this beautiful division of labor. The AI agents take over all that repetitive, low-value work, which frees up the humans to do what only they can do, really dig in, understand a client's needs, and build a solid relationship. And the result? Get this, a 36% reduction in the length of the sales cycle. I mean, think about that. That is a massive, tangible impact on the business, all because they offloaded the right tasks to the AI, making the whole process faster and way more effective. All right, let's move on. For our next case study, we're going to zoom in from a huge sales team to just a single person's productivity. This really shows that these same ideas work just as well for an individual as they do for a big company. So here we meet Lori Niles Hoffman, a marketing executive. And her biggest challenge? Well, it's the curse of modern work, isn't it? The email inbox. The constant flood of messages was pulling her away from her most important work, the big picture, client strategy, and creative stuff.
The transformation here was all about delegating the grunt work. They trained an AI agent to handle her inbox, to sort, prioritize, and even draft routine replies. This let her switch from being reactive, just putting out email fires all day, to being proactive and focusing on that high-value strategic work.
And here's the kicker. The outcome wasn't just about getting more stuff done. The report makes a point of saying this change led to a huge boost in her job satisfaction. By automating the drudgery, the work itself became more engaging, more meaningful. It's a powerful reminder that this isn't just about efficiency, it's about making our jobs more human.
Okay, for our third case, we're heading into human resources, a department where, the human part is literally in the name. Let's see how AI can enhance, not replace, that core function at a company called Workday.
And the challenge here is going to sound pretty familiar. Recruiters were just buried in paperwork, screening resumes, scheduling interviews, all that stuff. And it was taking away precious time from the most important part of their job, actually talking to and assessing candidates.
The solution, once again, was this really smart division of labor. They let the AI agents handle all the high-volume repetitive tasks. This freed up the human recruiters to focus their unique expertise where it really counts, on those nuanced, high-judgment calls about cultural fit, building rapport with candidates, and making those critical final hiring decisions. And the impact was just massive. A 50% reduction in the administrative workload for recruiters. I mean, just think about that for a second. That's half their time given right back to them so they can focus on finding the absolute best people for the company. Okay, now let's raise the stakes a little. Our final case study moves beyond business metrics. We're going into the world of healthcare, where the outcomes can be, quite literally, a matter of life and death. This is the ultimate example of what synergy is all about. A human radiologist, no matter how brilliant they are, can get tired. They can only look at so many images. An AI, on the other hand, can scan thousands of images for tiny patterns a human might miss, but it has zero medical judgment. The partnership is where the magic happens. The AI flags potential issues at superhuman speed, and then the radiologist applies their deep clinical knowledge and patient history to make that final critical call.
And the result is, well, it's profound. The report shows this partnership leads to faster, more accurate diagnoses. We're talking about catching diseases like cancer earlier than ever before. It's the perfect fusion of machine speed and irreplaceable human wisdom. So, we've looked at 4 very different success stories: sales, productivity, HR, healthcare. What's the common thread here? What's the secret sauce? Well, the report actually distills their success down to a 5-part blueprint. And here it is. This is the playbook. First, clear role definition, just like we saw with Salesforce, giving admin to AI and strategy to humans. Second, human skill development. You got to train people to work with these new tools. Third, iterative refinement. They didn't get it perfect on day one. They learned and adjusted. Fourth, a focus on augmentation. The goal was always to help humans, not replace them, just like with the radiologists. And finally, they measured and learned from the results to keep getting better.
This quote from the report it sums up everything perfectly. It says, technology provides capability, but human skills provide effectiveness. The AI is an incredibly powerful tool, no doubt, but it's the human skills, like critical thinking, creativity, and empathy, that unlock its true value.
And that really leaves us with a final question to chew on. It's so easy to get caught up in the hype of the latest AI tech. But as all these case studies show, that's only half of the equation. The real question is, are we investing just as much in the people, in the human skills that will ultimately make that technology a success? Thanks for joining me.